I like to describe myself as an installation artist because I really enjoy building big projects within the gallery space that people can walk around it to have a total experience, to have not just seeing but also emotionally and feeling it, because you're immersed in a space, then it's more profound in the experience. I am inspired by a very ancient Chinese philosopher, Lao Tzu, of the 5th century BC. And he talks about world peace at that time already. And translated into English, his saying was something like this, that if there's going to be peace in the world, there must be peace among nations. And where there has to be peace among nations, there must be peace among cities, among neighbors, in the home, and ultimately is in our heart. And actually in Lao Tzu's saying, it started the other way around, that we must start from ourselves. We have to cultivate ourselves, and from ourselves we can influence our family, our home, city, country, and then the world. So it's beginning with the self and beginning with the home, and that is the idea of the house that comes about. To build a house to represent a metaphor for the home, and is also a metaphor for us. So that is why I built a house. And I wanted to be a very simple house, because this is just an idea, right? The house being the home. So basically it's a very simple house, and it started off like this. This is my first idea. I built this. Okay, just a door, and then roof, and the walls. Now, as I said, in my master's degree, my research was integrating East and West. So this house actually has a lot of components of the East as well as the West. So the frame is Canadian wood, and actually the whole frame was built by my husband. And the frame composed of over 100 pieces of wood, and they can all be taken apart and reassembled for shipping, transportation to other venues. And the walls, they are all rice paper weavings. Most of them rice paper weavings. And then I also use the paper cut, technique of paper cut, to create some patterns, and that becomes the gables, which are the windows, and also the front 2 panels. They're all paper cut. And because they're paper cut, they're almost like translucent. And the purpose is that when I work with the lighting, I can allow casting shadows onto the floor from those paper cutting patterns. And the images is basically on the walls, images of the peace stove, and I also use the peace sign. And I use the peace sign overlapping them to create interesting, intricate patterns for the front panels and for the gables. And when people walk closely to view this house, they will see there are many writings woven onto the walls of the house. And those writings are not my handwriting. They're writings by people from many parts of Canada, and some even from overseas, because every time when I exhibit my past installations, peace installations, I always have a public component that I invite people to write down what does peace means to you. So people will be writing down the meaning of peace. And I have collected thousands and thousands of those pieces. And therefore I use those pieces, the meaning of peace, and I weave it onto the walls. Now the roof, okay, the roof is made with a Canadian, with Western cotton canvas, okay. And see, as I create this project, not everything is in my mind. Things just happen one step at a time. And so when I come to the roof, I wasn't quite sure what I should do. And then I thought, maybe I just put one sheet of canvas on top, but it didn't work. And I have a lot of canvas, which I bought when I was doing my master's degree for painting. I used to do a lot of oil painting. So I have big rolls of canvas. So I just use them and cut up strips like shingles, and I put it on top of the roof. So the roof is made with Western cotton canvas, and the walls are Chinese paper weave, Chinese rice paper weave, and the frame is Canadian maple. So it's very Canadian, East and the West. Not just that, in order to illuminate the house, I put in Edison light inside. So Edison light now is coming back into kind of, fashion, like anything that's kind of antique. So if Edison lights are the first lights. So it has added meaning. It's about light, it's about illumination, it's about beginning.